Russia and the United States continue to stand their ground on Syria after a two-day 20-nation summit failed to end their dispute. The G20 St Petersburg summit wrapped up with world leaders deeply divided on whether or how to punish Syria over an alleged chemical weapons attack. Russian President Vladimir Putin says any military strike against Syria would need UN approval.
We understand each other, we listen to each other, we understand arguments, we do not agree with those arguments, but still we can hear them.
President Obama has spent this week trying, not entirely successfully, to convince the international community that military action in Syria is the best way forward. Now, as he returns to Washington, his attention will turn to home.
I will make the best case that I can to the American people as well as to the international community for taking necessary and appropriate action. And I intend to address the American people from the White House on Tuesday. The kind of world we live in and our ability to deter this kind of outrageous behavior is going to depend on the decisions that we make in the days ahead.
He has only a few days left to get politicians on his side before voting is expected to begin in Congress next week. His job isn't looking easy. Polls show most American people are against it, and Congress is sharply divided, with many politicians still undecided about which way they'll vote.
The family photograph, they call it, and a very dysfunctional family the G20 looks at the moment. The smiles and bonhomie disguise nothing. On the paramount global challenge of the moment, Syria, these men and women are hopelessly divided. In such gatherings, it's the prerogative of the host to keep his guests waiting. Vladimir Putin has used every possible moment of the summit to exert his authority. No one will have been fooled by the sheepish shrug of mock apology for his tardiness. And no one will have missed the fact that smiles from Barack Obama and the Russian president were for the cameras. For one another, there wasn't even a glance. It is absolutely standing room only as we wait for Vladimir Putin to arrive for his end of G20 press conference. This is box office stuff from the Russian president. It's been an incredible platform for him and his views. It's worth considering. Just imagine if the G20 hadn't been going on this week. We'd be concentrating on those countries about to take action, principally Barack Obama and his allies. Instead, St Petersburg really has been the opportunity for the naysayers to have a go.
Here's where backing lies in the G20 in taking action over the alleged chemical attack. Obviously, the US is leading the way in favor. It's joined by France, and the British Prime Minister also backs it, although his government won't take part in any military action. Now, the US has managed to get 8 other members to sign up to a statement calling for a strong response. Now, these countries include Australia, Canada, Saudi Arabia and Turkey.
The head of the International Monetary Fund took part in the talks. She said the situation in Syria is threatening the global economic recovery by pushing up oil prices.
We always are careful and attentive to any kind of disruption on commodity markets, particularly oil, because that's a very sensitive commodity, and one that you know, where prices have historically varied enormously.
We already know that there are chemical weapons present, but it is important that inspectors give more information if they can. So yes, we will wait for the inspectors' report, and we are waiting for the decision from the US Congress. France never intended to launch an attack alone, even though we have the military capability. But we believe that a response to this infringement, linked to the use of chemical weapons, needs a large coalition.